Our final segment here, we teased it at the top. To LinkedIn or to not LinkedIn. Recently, me and one of my friends, shout out to my friend Lakia over at Bleacher Report, her and I have been texting back and forth. And Nick and I do text obviously about this as well. But we've been noticing a rising trend of what is happening with one of the most popular business platforms out there. And that's LinkedIn. For those of you that don't have a LinkedIn account, LinkedIn, let me read you what they're about and their mission statement. Their mission statement is to create economic opportunity for every member of the global workforce. LinkedIn's mission is real simple. Connect the world's most professional folks to make them more productive and successful. Connect the world's professionals, make them more productive and successful. You got that, Nick? Because it's not that hard. But what I've been noticing, what Nick's been noticing, and what our friend Lakia has been noticing, is that folks are using it as this pseudo Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, get your thoughts out there. And it's not really linking me or showing me any professionalism. And we're going to decide tonight if you would LinkedIn or not LinkedIn the following things. So if you're listening on audio, we're going to read for you what the post looks like. If you're not subscribed, to our YouTube channel, head over to YouTube, type in Can We Please Talk Podcast. Hit subscribe first. Second, watch the video there because you're going to see what these actually LinkedIn posts are. These are from real people. We've taken out the names and we've made sure that we've kind of removed stuff so it doesn't really throw them under the bus. But this is things that we've accumulated. So I got 4 examples here for you, Nick. We're going to give a take each, and you tell me whether or not you recommend to link this in or to not link it in, to quote the great Shakespeare.
This brings me so much joy.
And it's a lot of joy.
I've fought listeners, viewers. I fought so hard in this segment. This is truly for you all. This is going to be fun, and I'm so here for it. Let's go.
It's true. It's true. This is Nick's brainchild. He's been thinking about this for weeks to do this. Okay. The first one is a picture of a dog. Now, remember, what did I just say before? LinkedIn is connecting the world's professionals. So it's like your job. You're posting about your job. It's a picture of a dog, and it says, Florence is braving the cold weather and snow today. But what she is warming up is to me finding a career opportunity in talent acquisition in the new year. Smiley face emoji. As budgets are being approved and headcounts are being granted, I want to take a brief moment to reiterate that I am on the market seeking a new role within talent acquisition. I appreciate all the efforts and assistance from all of you who have kept me in mind. As a reward, you will have my appreciation and gratitude and will be sent cookies from my favorite spot. Thank you in advance. Nick, a picture of a dog. You're telling me you lost your job. Would you link this in or would you not link this in?
Hell no. Yeah. I knew Mike was going to crack up there. No, folks, first off, let's talk about when you're posting anything on social, especially when there's a combination of text and picture. The picture is what draws people in all the time. This text is just this big paragraph, no indentation, no links to anything. I saw a reference to FTE, which I'm assuming means full-time employee. So stop with the acronyms, please. And I see a picture of a cute dog. I like the dog. I think the dog's wearing some kind of coat or something.
Yeah, it's a snow coat, looks like.
Yeah, it's a handsome dog. But this does nothing for me. If you're and first off, in LinkedIn, there is a button you can press like to your icon that says like open to work. I have a friend of mine who just recently got a job over at some tech company. I'm super excited for him. And throughout the process, he would just say, hey, looking for work, and put his stuff out there. Folks, it's got to be like short sentences, like professionalism, as Mike said. But I read this and like, cute dog, that paragraph is just like for me. I can't. No, I'm out. Do not link it.
Well, I also agree with you. I would not link this in. I think this is wild. Well, first off, I'm very not leery, but like I myself, having been unemployed, I would not post that like I'm looking for something first off. Like I would just search for something. That's what LinkedIn to me is for. That's why there's a jobs button and you can click on it and search for jobs, right? And like you said, you can put an icon that says you're open to work. The problem I have is posting a picture of your dog is reserved for Instagram. It's reserved for any other social media platform. A picture of your dog and then this long Jesus-like parable of text telling me that you are open to work. And I have to read that at the bottom and I get cookies and I got the picture of the dog in snow. You should not be linking this in. That's just my opinion. Okay. Let's go to the second one, Nick, because they get progressively worse. Okay, this one is terrible. And it's terrible because the person is sick and they're letting us know that they're sick. So I'm going to read it here. You can see it on our YouTube channel. I tested positive with COVID yesterday. Getting sick as an employee at a company wasn't fun, of course, but knowing that I was on salary and could just take a PTO day was comforting. Plus, it was always appreciated having a manager who would help delegate work and tasks. Getting sick as a business owner, it's hitting different. My mind starts conjuring disempowering thoughts. What am I going to do? What if I don't work? I don't get paid. I'm mad at my body for getting sick. Well, I'm mad at this for reading this. How am I going to juggle tasks when I feel this awful? I'm useless when I'm sick. Despite having these empowering thoughts and emotions, I remind myself that I have the power to choose empowering thoughts. Thank you to Tony Robbins and Robbins Medane's training program, who taught me so much. So I challenge myself to reframe the disempowering thoughts. And then there's a bunch of emojis that says, don't be mad at my body for getting sick, etc. This is a long post. Nick, this is wild. I think we already know how both of us feel as we shake our heads here, but to LinkedIn or not to LinkedIn, would you link this in, my friend?
First off, I realize we're recording this live, obviously, so I can't go run and get my phone and get a sound effect and I'll just tease this out for you viewers. There's going to be probably somewhere, I need to find this, a very short clip of former head coach Herman Edwards, which, by the way, if you ever ask Mike, and you have to, we're not just going to have him do this. I want you people to ask him as a comment to the show, email the show. If you press him enough, he'll give you a fantastic impression of former head coach of the New York Jets and Kansas City Chiefs, Herman Edwards, and Arizona State. Anyway, but he used to have a very quick clip that would just say, don't press send, and his own way of saying it. And that's what I saw when I saw this. The answer is, of course, to not link this in. I feel sorry that she caught COVID. It sucks. Folks, COVID's still real. Get vaccinated. That being said, in any post on LinkedIn, if you're trying to promote yourself, the idea here is maybe there's links. Maybe I can learn from this, right? If you want to post something inspirational, awesome, fantastic. But you got to be brief. This narrative about I caught it, I got COVID. I'm a business owner, not an employer. Like, who cares? You got COVID. You know what you should be doing when you have COVID? Resting. You bang keys away tells me that you clearly have enough energy to exert yourself and try to. And also, when you tag Tony Robbins, do you really think, Tony Robbins is sitting there just banging away the like buttons? What does it do for you? This is a professional platform. Are you using this to try to further your career? Fantastic. I got news for you. I don't think Tony Robbins is going to do that for you. Even tagging his company? Like, are you trying to get a job there? Because it's not going to work. I've heard enough Tony Robbins, or ads or whatever. By the way, fun fact, he sounds an awful lot like Andrew Luck. Look it up. This does nothing for him. This does nothing for you. Do not LinkedIn. Don't even press send. Like, if this thought comes to you, hey, I'm going to write about myself dealing with COVID, and this way I'm going to write this on behalf of all of us, don't press send.
Agreed.
Go to you.
No, I mean, there's no follow-up because, again, let me just read one more time, folks. The mission of LinkedIn, it's real simple. It literally says this on the About page about LinkedIn. Connect the world's professionals to make them more productive and successful. Again, to Nick's point, you're sick, you're not feeling well. I feel bad for you. To Nick's point, go consult your doctor, okay? Why are you posting that on LinkedIn? We don't need to know that you were sick and you persevered. You should be resting, to Nick's point. I would not link it in. I didn't even know if that sentence made sense. Do not LinkedIn. Don't hit send, to Nick's point. All right, Nick, like I said, these get progressively worse, and get ready because the third one's going to be a doozy. You may need a tissue to cry over this because this one is actually pretty sad. But again, to link it in or to not link it in. Remember what I said, professionals. So take a listen. Yesterday marked 8 years since the death of my father. Dad spent a lifetime working blue-collar jobs, cab driver, coffee delivery man, Drake cakes delivery man. You get the picture. He always told me, I don't want you to do what I did. I want you to be a pencil pusher in an office somewhere. I can't believe he said that to his son. Anyway, I did that. And for years, I had an office overlooking Bryant Park with a fantastic view of the Empire State. Dad was proud. He never saw me unemployed as an adult. Hopefully my next job would make him proud too. There's a scrappiness to those of us raised blue collar. There's a work ethic that's soldiered onto our DNA. You break into an industry, you find any connections, you have to fight for everything you get. I'll be doing this at my next gig too, whatever that is, because I'm still my father's son. Soliloquy aside, Nick, are we linking this in? Are we not linking it in? Again, death in the family. I'm out of a job. Equating both of these. Why are we linking this in to LinkedIn or not to LinkedIn? Nick Savary, without laughing, please.
First off, we're keeping this segment. I don't care, viewers, if you don't like it or not. Mike and I are absolutely enjoying this. Now, on a serious note, though, as I read this, of the three, surprisingly, that we've seen so far, this is the closest that I would consider. And here's why. There's something inspirational with this idea that, I learned something from my parents and it's inspired me for what I'm doing today. Now, the fact that your father said be a pencil pusher, I'm not gonna lie to you folks. I'd rather be a Drake's Cake delivery person than simply pushing a pencil. And I mean that, like, yes. And I send a bunch of emails, phone calls. I do all kinds of communication stuff, but I feel there's purpose in it. I enjoy what I do. But I don't know. I wouldn't downplay those blue collar jobs your father had, and even that he did it himself. But I understand what his point is. The question I'm going to ask here is, because it looks like the lead at the very bottom, which is totally buried here, is that it sounds like he's unemployed because he's looking to do his next gig, right? So he's obviously between jobs. I wish he had led with that and just say, listen, I'm open to work and I'm thinking a lot about my father lately. Cool, fine. But this is far too lengthy. I can't make jokes about this because obviously we're talking about someone's, father passing. But at the same time, I love them. I love the inspiration here. I love where he's coming from, the writer of this. But I just you got to land the plane here. Like if you're trying to say that you want to parlay this energy into your next gig, awesome. But we got to get to the point a little bit faster. And again, folks, simply just having the badge that says open to work is enough. Truly. I mean, our talent and development person's always looking out for that. Most companies, if they see that badge, they are kind of curious and they'll go into your profile. What they won't do, by the way, is look at this individual post. It's not enough. If you say you're open to work, the first thing a hiring manager is going to do is they're going to click on your profile and see more, which is to say, you got to make sure that everything that's on your profile, all your posts, are things about the work that you're doing. Things you can put out there, short and sweet, and tells people very clearly what you are and what you're all about.
It's tough for me, this one, because like you just said it perfectly at the beginning there. Like this one is the toughest, right? Because of the emotional part of this at the beginning. But like you said, you buried the lead at the end about being open to work. Now, the cool part about this is that we haven't used anybody's names, positions, anything like that. So you won't actually see if this person has an open to work sign or whatnot. And again, these are some that Nick has texted me. These are some that have come up on my feed. Somebody will repost it. Look, I'm all for telling people that you're leaving a job to start a new job, or you're celebrating something at your job that you accomplished. A lot of the posts that I post now on LinkedIn are accomplishments of this show, TV appearances, things I've done for my day job when I was working for a sports data company. So I was doing stuff at conferences, right? Showcasing our sports data and things like that, podcast appearances that I did on behalf of the company. That's what I think this platform is for. That other platform, whatever it is out there in the social media universe, is for expressing emotions like this or connecting with like-minded people. I don't know what you would gain from putting that on LinkedIn, where recruiters could see that and say, is this the person I want to hire for a role? Again, I'm not a recruiter, so I don't know if that would come. And we read something. The first one was from somebody looking for a job in recruitment. So I don't know. I mean, he's posting it, so maybe it is okay for somebody to post it. I would not link this in. The whole point of this segment is to LinkedIn or to not link it in. I would not link this in. I just think that this is a professional platform, career accomplishments. I got this skill certification thing. I did this. I was on that. I've been featured in this magazine. Promote yourself. Do you want to see that? I don't know, folks. Let us know. We're going to cut it short here because the fourth one is way too wild. We'll save it for another segment, but I want people to email us. Can we please talk podcast at gmail.com Would you link this in or would you not link this in? Some of these posts that you have seen. And also, if you're seeing other posts that are like this, do you have a certain feeling or opinion about them? Email us, canwepleasetalkpodcast@gmail.com, or leave it in the comments of this video over on YouTube. That's our show for today. As always, our thank yous to Maya King, a fantastic New York Times politics reporter. Go check out the video that we did with Maya over on our YouTube channel. Type in Can We Please Talk Podcast. We should pop right up. If you're on the YouTube channel, thank you so much. Hit the subscribe button for me as my co-host is pointing down, smashing the subscribe button. Audio podcast platforms you know by now, Apple, Spotify, Google. Shout out to everybody who listens to us over on Good Pods. Shout out to Acast, our hosting platform. Can't do it without them. Can't do it without each and every one of you that listens to this program. As always, I'm Mike Leon.
And removing dog pictures from my profile on LinkedIn. I'm Nick Saveri.
Smart man. We'll see everybody next time. Hey, thanks for watching the Can We Please Talk podcast. Whatever clip you just watched, we hope you enjoyed it. And we hope you stick around for some more. Subscribe to the channel. My partner's over here smashing the button. Come on, do him a favor. So hit subscribe.